Hi everyone! Welcome back to another Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise video. So today we're going to be continuing our adventure in Happy Home Paradise and building a house for the villager that's here. So I actually did spot someone that I'm interested in building a home for inside my cafe, which I actually don't think I've shown you guys yet. So why don't we head there now? So here we are in my green eatery, and I built this off camera, and it's just a lovely little restaurant and it's full of plants and very calming in here. I really like it in here. I think that it's really small and cozy, and Marina and Gala work here. It smells so yummy in here, doesn't it? Oh, sorry if I was being a nuisance. Huh? You're in the real estate business, right? It's time I put this thought out into the world. I want a vacation home. Okay, then let's do it. Yay, thank you so much. Let's get started right now, Governor. Oh my goodness, look at Molly in the background. That's so cute. So yes, we're going to be building a house for Alice. I think I'd like for my vacation home to feel something like this. An antique cottage. Oh, she wants the cutest items. This should be so much fun. Alright, now the next step is for you to choose an island for the client, Lulu. Okay, so she wants a cottage, so of course we need to be in a foresty area. Since Alice is British, I mean she says governor, so of course she's British. I'm thinking we go with like an English cottage style. Maybe this lot that I always use would be a good idea, but also the cherry blossom one could be good. Let me just look at some inspiration pics online and then I'll be back and choose a lot that I think would be good for an antique English cottage. Okay, I'm back, and I think I'm gonna actually choose this lot that I was already on, which is Kit's lot that I've used before. It's full of cherry blossoms. I think the cherry blossoms would be gorgeous around the cottage, and if you're wondering where I look for inspiration pictures, I mainly go on Pinterest and just Google images and just look at the lovely aesthetic pictures. Seems like a lovely spot. I can't wait to see it in person, Governor. The home you prepared for you can either have 1 floor or 2 floors. Which would you prefer? Oh, I'm not sure. I hadn't given that any thought yet. What would you suggest, Governor? I think a 1-level home today. Sounds good to me. I think that's what I'll go with, a 1-floor home. Now Alice, you found a good location and settled on the floor plan, so it's time to head out. Lulu, please lead Alice to the site, and best of luck. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here we are. So this is where I'll be vacationing, huh? It's like a dream come true. I can't wait to see the finished home. Well, I'll leave you to it. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you too. Yay! Okay, I'm so excited to build this one. Ever since I saw Alice in the trailer for Happy Home Paradise and her lovely little cottage, I've been dying to build one for her myself. And I've been really in the mood to build a cottagey house recently. I've been dying to play The Sims or something. So in the inspiration pictures I have next to me, it's mainly like dark roofs and white and dark thatching, I think that's what it's called, in the building. So I'm trying to choose an exterior that looks like that. I think I might have to change the house because this one is not looking like it. Maybe the original house will look good because this outside part is perfect with the white and the brown wood. In the pictures it has a very dark roof, so maybe I'll go with this one. Oh, but the cobblestone is so nice as well. But specifically in the picture I have next to me, it's like brown thatching on the outside. So I definitely want to stick with that colour scheme. And actually Alice is one of my favourite villagers. She's so adorable, and I would have loved to have had her in my town in New Horizons, but ended up meeting Melba first, who is an old friend of mine from Wild World, so I couldn't say no to her. And I can't have 2 kind koalas because I already have a jock koala as well, Lyman. So unfortunately I wasn't able to have Alice in my New Horizons town, even though I was kind of hoping to have her. But I love Melba so much and I can't say goodbye to her. So Alice is just one of those villagers that I love from a distance, but I truly do love her. I love her design. I think she's so cute. I love her big blue eyes and her big red nose and her little mouth. I just think she's adorable. I like to think she has Alice in Wonderland type vibes. And she's adorable, and I love the koala villagers. I just think they're all so cute, and Alice is so underrated. So I'm really excited to be building her house today. It's actually a dream of mine to live in a lovely little cottage in the countryside, so building this is going to be very therapeutic for me. It looks like most of the furniture she's requested will be good to put inside, so I don't really have to put anything outside that I don't want to put out here, which is good. I'm thinking we have like some apple trees. Since this lot is stuck in cherry blossom season, all the trees will be pink unless I choose fruit trees. So I'm thinking we go for apple trees, maybe cherry trees, get in some different shades of trees, you know? I don't want it to be too pink, although I like to believe there's no such thing as too much pink, but I like to have some variety in there in the exterior design. So I'm also thinking we put it over here. So usually I put my houses like right in the center of the lot, but in these inspiration pictures I'm looking at, the garden has like a very long pathway leading up to it that's full of flowers and hedges and everything. The cottage is actually off to the side of the garden, so I'm thinking we go for something like that. It might be really fun if I can build a little stone pathway from the house to the stairs. That would be really cute, I think. And fill it with just loads of colourful flowers and hedges cottages. It looks so lovely. I'm actually interested to know in the comments where your guys' dream home would be and what sort of home it would be, because I currently live in a very tiny flat and I'd really love to have an actual house with like stairs, and like the biggest dream of mine is a cottage, just because there's so many lovely cottages here in the countryside, but they're so expensive. Only really rich people living in cottages nowadays, but I would just love to have an old-fashioned cottage. I think it would be so lovely, and I'd love to garden and everything and be like a cute old lady that lives in a cottage, you know? Obviously I don't dream of being old, but unfortunately it is something that's going to happen if I decide to live for a long time. So I would, if I am going to be an old lady, I'd at least like to be an old lady with a cute cottage, you know? But I know a lot of people dream of like apartments and mansions and other sorts of houses like that, so I'd love to hear what sort of home you guys dream of having. So in these pictures I'm looking at, there's like a very old fence, which I think these ones will look really good, but also it's mainly covered by hedges. So I'm not really sure what to go with here. This lot is actually a really perfect lot. It's like a very good size and shape. I think you can do so much of it depending on where you put the house. I would love to have a space like this on my actual island with all these trees everywhere, but there'd just be no room for anything. This makes me want them to add a island expansion sort of thing into the game so much more as well. Also in this picture I'm looking at, there's lots of different colour flowers and hedges, so I might go a bit creative. Usually I stick to one sort of colour scheme when it comes to hedges and flowers, but I might go a bit rainbow in this one. I think it'd make it look more like wildflowers, and like she has a big bustling garden full of so many plants and flowers and everything. Maybe we should put some hedges around the house, because I know a lot of cottages have fences and hedges around them. I think the hedges will make it look so green and wonderful. I want to put some little wooden fences around as well though, because in the countryside there are just little fences, and I think it kind of adds some variety to the lot as well. Okay, so furniture wise, oh my goodness, you have so many beautiful hedge items. I love these hedges so much. I wonder where I should put these. I definitely want to put these on this build. And I'm thinking we go with like a tea table, since Alice loves tea and she's English, so we gotta have tea. Maybe I could go with like an Alice in Wonderland style table. I'm thinking that she would have a garden full of flowers, but there'd also be a tiny little space where she'd sit and maybe drink tea in the afternoon. Honestly, I'm just building my dream house right now. Also, Alice is one of the villagers that I think looks a bit like me. There's two villagers that I think look a bit like me, and that's Felicity and Alice. I think they both kind of give off the same vibes as me, and I don't really know how to explain that. But do any of you have villagers that you think kind of look like you? I hope for some of you out there it isn't Moose, because I was looking at Moose the other day. This is so random, but I was just looking at a picture of Moose. Actually, it was yesterday. I was looking at a picture of Moose and thinking, what? I'm very confused what they were going for with Moose. Sometimes I'm having a good day and then I remember Moose and I'm like, why did they do that? He's actually a pretty old villager as well, I think. I don't know what they were going for with his design. Okay, so I think this is coming along okay. I want the place to be a bit lit up. I don't know what time of day to set it at. Maybe I'll just keep it in the afternoon. Do you think she would have a greenhouse? I feel like she definitely would, but I'm not sure if there's enough room to build like a whole greenhouse type area thing. I think she'd definitely have a garden wagon. I love this item. It looks beautiful everywhere and can be used in so many different island themes. Maybe she would have a little bike as well. Oh, and I want to use the tiny library, because I like to use the tiny library near the front of a house because it kind of looks like a letterbox. So I really like to use those. She'd definitely have a little sign in the garden as well. And the garden faucet, yes! Oh my goodness, this is going to be so cute. I'm so excited to be building something cottagecore, because I have just been obsessed recently just looking at cottages on Pinterest and dreaming about living in a cottage. And if I had money, I probably actually could, because like I said, I live in the countryside and I'm surrounded by very old houses and cottages. I just can't afford it, which is really, really sad. But you know, there's sadder things out there in the world. I definitely want to include the bunny item, which is one of my new favourite items. I love it so much. Maybe a couple of like old pots as well. But I definitely want the bunnies because I want those Alice in Wonderland vibes. I'm also thinking of going for like Winnie the Pooh. Like Winnie the Pooh, Alice in Wonderland style. Hopefully I can get that to come across okay. Sometimes I get a bit too excited with the themes I'm inspired by and it just ends up a mess. So hopefully this will look okay. Oh, the tiny library in front of the house like that looks so cute. Oh my goodness. I might customize it to be in the fairy tale pattern though. I think that's a good idea. Oh, the wild pattern is nice too though, but I think I'll stick with the fairy tale pattern. The green and the white is really nice. And I also want to include this well because it gives off like magical cottage vibes. I really love this well item and I think there's so many ways you can use it on an island. I think it just looks really lovely and magical. I think an not enough people talk about how good the well item is. I'm definitely thinking we go for this wind turbine as well, because I see these everywhere in old ladies' gardens, and since Alice is living in an old-fashioned cottage, an antique one, maybe this cottage was passed down from her grandparents or something, and so she'd definitely have a garden full of decorations and wind turbines, and there'd be rabbits coming in from the countryside, little pots that she hasn't put flowers in yet, waiting to grow flowers in. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so lovely. I definitely want to include this birdhouse as well, because I love the birdhouse item, and they're everywhere here, like absolutely everywhere. Almost every tree I see has a birdhouse in it. I think a lot of people here like the birds. I like the birds. I actually always put seeds on my windowsill to feed them, and if I had a proper garden I would definitely want to put a birdhouse in it. So again, just living vicariously through Alice here. So for the outside of the lot, I'm going fence, hedge, because I really like that look. Oh my goodness, I didn't know you could change the ramps. Does that mean we can change the bridges on the other lots with bridges on? Okay, the natural ramp looks great with this pathway, so I'm definitely going to go with that. I don't know how I didn't realise that until now, that you can change that. Did you guys know you could do that? I had no idea. I think this is coming along pretty well so far. Okay, so now I'm thinking we get started on the tea table. I really want to use the 2x2 table with the big tablecloth on it, because I just think it's so cute, and we have a lot of space here still in the garden, so we can probably fit it. We can probably squish it in with a bunch of flowers around. I think that'll look really messy in a cute and cluttered way. Okay, maybe we should go for like mismatched chairs, kind of make it seem like we pulled chairs from outside or from around the house. Like I said, I want to go for that like whimsical Alice in Wonderland, Winnie the Pooh style sort of table. I think I'll use the tea set item that she wants me to include outside. I'll probably end up using this inside as well because it's so gorgeous. But maybe we should use this in yellow. I think that colour's so cute. I think Alice likes it at least. And for the rest of the table, maybe I can put some like sugar and milk or some coffee. Maybe an afternoon tea set. Oh my goodness, this is so cute. Oh my gosh, I wish this was my garden. I'm so jealous right now. Doesn't this just look like a lovely place you would spend a summer afternoon? Oh, I'm so jealous. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, maybe you don't like it, but I am in love with this. I love the weeds and the beautiful flowers everywhere. And I love to sit at this table and drink tea and read. And oh my goodness, I'm so obsessed with this. Oh my goodness, I can't explain it. I hope you guys like it. I think it came out so lovely. I think using inspiration pictures really helped me out. I'm so in love with how this turned out. I love the garden wagon, the well. I love the colour scheme for the house. And I think this definitely does feel like an antique cottage. Hopefully you guys like the vibes that came across. I'm really obsessed with like the messy garden and the little bunny rabbits. I just really love this style. As you guys know, I love decorating in this sort of theme, like fairycore and cottagecore are probably my favourite decorating styles, and they're actually the thing I'm most familiar with already living in the countryside, so I really like how this turned out. I hope you guys like it. I'm obsessed. I'm really happy with this. I'm really proud of it too, so hopefully you guys like it. And so why don't we go get started on the interior build. Okay, so it's time for a voiceover. You may be wondering, Lulu, how it comes you're getting all the furniture in this build from the log part in your inventory? Well, what happened was I built this entire home and then found out that my recording software had crashed, and so it didn't record any of it. So that's why I'm doing a voiceover, which I usually do every episode anyway. Also, that's why I'm getting all the furniture from the log, because you know what I did for you guys? I deleted the entire home and decided I would rebuild it for you. So what you're seeing is not actually me building the home for the first time, but actually just rebuilding it after already building it. So I was actually incredibly upset. I did cry. It was a very emotional moment for me because I spent like 2 hours making this house. And from this recording, it's gonna look like I made it in like 5 minutes, because rebuilding it did take me like 5 minutes because I knew where I wanted to put everything. But originally I spent hours clicking things, choosing different items, and it took me forever to come up with this entire little antique cottage till I was happy with it. And then turned out I didn't even record any of it. So that was very bad, but luckily I was able to re-record building it for you all, which it was very sad deleting it all, but it turned out okay in the end. Hopefully you guys like watching me rebuild it. So with this, again, I was looking at aesthetic pictures online for inspiration. I wanted to go with a dark wood colour and a white wood colour because I saw so many beautiful pictures online of like dark wood desks with a white wood chair, and I really wanted to recreate this sort of vibe. I also use this really old-fashioned wallpaper, which I'm actually in love with. I've never used this wallpaper in my house in Animal Crossing, and now I'm thinking that I might because it really gives off the perfect cottage vibe. So I definitely want to use this wallpaper more, especially with the brick wall. I think it looks lovely and it really does feel like a cottage inside here. You can see me using a fireplace, of course. I did just recently build Tom Nook's house, and this house has very similar vibes to Tom Nook's house, but it is different and nice in its own way. This one's much more feminine and much more English, I think. Something else I love doing in these old-fashioned homes is using the wall lights, because not only do they brighten the place up, but they just look really old-fashioned, and I really like the lights actually. I really like them. I'm hoping I can get some of those for my actual Animal Crossing home. I might order some actually if I'm able to. One of my favourite parts of the interior is the little kitchen area, which when I first built the house I wasn't sure on adding, and I spent a long time figuring out how I wanted it to look. I didn't want the kitchen to take over the home. A lot of the times when I build kitchens I get a bit excited and put so many food items that it kind of takes over the rest of the house. But this time I just had a very tiny old kitchen in the corner and a little table, just a little tiny kitchen for her, which I think is so cute. And yeah, like I said, I was kind of going for that this house was like inherited from grandparents or something. I used the patchwork chair, which I am starting to realise I use in every single build. I just really like the patchwork chair. I love the fireplace as well because it makes every single home so cozy. I also put quite a few paintings on the wall to make it seem more old-fashioned. Near the kitchen area as well, I used a column so that it kind of looks like this column was there in the house. Like, it kind of matches the wallpaper as well. If I had more space, I would have loved to put like loads of columns and make it look like there was walls that were taken down or something like that, but it would make the room look very messy, so I just went with the one near the kitchen. I thought it kind of made the kitchen stovetop kind of fit in better. I also decided to add quite a few books and plants and wall hangings and the antique clock, which I actually have this exact clock. I mean, it's not mine, my mum has it in her house and we've had it since I was younger. Super weird. I don't know where it came from, but I have that exact clock, like the exact same one. So whenever I use it, I just get reminded of my childhood home. So I thought I'd use it in this build as well, since it does seem very old-fashioned. I also decided to include a piano because I think a piano is something that she would definitely have if this is like a fancy middle-class cottage. She'd definitely have an old-fashioned piano, an antique piano, some vases as well, which I think, I don't know, I was kind of basing this off one of my childhood friends' house. She didn't have a cottage, but one of my childhood friends grew up with a lot more money than me, and she had a piano and really fancy like antique style plates in her house, and I was kind of going for those sort of vibes. She lived in a Victorian style house, so not exactly an antique cottage, but she did have a lot of fancier things in her house, so I was thinking of that while building this as well. It's actually really nice building this. I love how it turned out in the end. I love the cream sofa and the brown sofa mixed together, and I really like that I was able to include a kitchen, a living room, a little piano like hobby area, and a bedroom all in the same room. And this house isn't actually that big, so I was actually really happy with that, to be honest. And especially the antique little console table, I think it's called. I love this item, and I've actually never considered using it for a desk, but when I put it there with a chair, I just realized it looks like the perfect old-fashioned desk, and I just really love it by the window. I think it looks so cozy. I'd love to sit there and paint or read, and I think Alice would love it as well. Because I was building an old-fashioned house, it meant I got to use the fancy lamp as well, which I really like. And like in most of my builds as well, I decided to put a music box, again because it gives off the old-fashioned vibe, but also it just makes every single home feel so relaxing and cozy. Another item I really wanted to use was the little towel basket, because it really just gives off those cottagecore vibes and it's adorable. I also got to use these lilies, which again I haven't really used much yet, and after I used them in this build I became obsessed. Like, I want to put these lilies everywhere. They're such a beautiful item and one of the only potted flowers we have in New Horizons, and I think they're beautiful, so I can't wait to use them in more of my builds. I'm really happy with how this build turned out. I think it feels really bright as well as old-fashioned and cozy, and I love the colour scheme, the white and the brown, and I really do think it suits Alice. I'm not sure what Alice's house actually looks like in New Horizons, her home, because like I said I haven't had her in my island, but I'd be really interested to have a look. I might have a look after this actually and see. Let me know if you guys think this sort of style would suit her actual house, because if any of you have her, you probably know what her original house looks like, and I'm just wondering if this is similar to it or not. If I had her on my island, I'd definitely like to go with this sort of theme or go with an Alice in Wonderland style, because I'm kind of obsessed with Alice in Wonderland and her name is Alice, so I need to put Alice in Wonderland style stuff in this build, and I'd have to do it if she was on my island as well. I did put some scones and some cake in the kitchen, which I think she would love to have with her tea. I love the little stove. I love this kitchen item so much, customized to be white and brown. It's gorgeous. It's quite hard to fit into the style of my own kitchen in the game because I have a lot of modern items. I'd really love to give my kitchen in the game a makeover and make it all cottagey. If I do, I'm definitely going to use this item because the little pot on the stove is so cute, and I was really happy that I got to use the Thanksgiving pot because this item is adorable and it's so cute, and I was just so happy that it fit into this build quite well. There are quite a few green accents in this house, green and blue, which I thought matched Alice because she has bright blue eyes and I can see her wearing a lot of green. I just think it suits her really well. It feels so fresh and nice in here. Gives me grandma vibes but not too much. Like, it doesn't feel dusty and weird in here. I think it feels fresh and clean and I love that. You may be wondering why I chose the blue pattern design on the vases in the corner, and that's because I often see these antique plate set here in the UK that have this blue pattern on it. I don't know much about like plate paintings and stuff like that, so if you know if that's just like a really popular thing, I'd love to hear about it. But a lot of middle class families I see have these like very fancy dishes with the blue paintings on. They're always white with blue paintings and they're so gorgeous, and I just thought that those vases really gave off that vibe, and I just thought Alice would love them. So they also make a really cute decoration there in the corner. I think it definitely gives off the antique theme. I do plan on creating quite a few cottages in Happy Home Paradise, so I did want to make this one more distinct from the others. Since the theme itself is antique, I decided to go with the vases and the antique clock and just give it really an old-fashioned vibe, which I think turned out really lovely in the end, and I'm really happy with it. I did actually try for a while to fit in this table with a white plate with blue paintings on, just because it really stuck out to me as something that I see often here in the UK, but I couldn't manage to put it anywhere that actually looked good in the end, so I decided against it. I just thought it looked a bit cluttered and I wanted to keep that breezy, clean feeling. Like, I didn't want it to feel too cluttered and grandma-ish. I wanted it to be more fresh and antique, you know? But if I ever decided to expand this house or add an upstairs, I definitely would want to include that plate item because it just really gives off those antique vibes. So maybe sometime in the future I'll come back and add an upstairs, who knows? But yeah, I think I've been rambling for too long now, so let's go back to past me, who will give you a tour of the build. Okay, so here we are in the finished build. Here is Alice's antique cottage. So in the right hand corner we have her lovely living room, and she has these very old-fashioned lights that I really like. I love the fireplace item. She has this very old-fashioned armchair and mismatched sofas. She has a cream one and a brown one, both of which I think could be antiques. And I love this rug with the roses on. I think it's so gorgeous. She really wanted to include the tea trolley and the tea set, which I think are gorgeous as well and really fit in this home. I think she would definitely have a big book collection and a tiny little bed in the corner, which I really love. Over here is her lovely desk, which has a basket of towels and her journals on, and this is close by to the kitchen, which she has this lovely antique style Thanksgiving pot, this beautiful wood stove, and lots of cake and scones to eat with her tea. By the way, do you say scones or scones? Let me know. I have no idea which is the correct pronunciation. And over in the corner over here we have these beautiful vases, a place to hang her coat and a broom, and a beautiful piano, which I'm sure she's amazing at playing. I think it looks so gorgeous and definitely a must-have in an antique house, I think. She also has a little magazine rack in the corner, lots of plants and paintings, and I am so in love with this build. Really proud of it. I've been really happy with my builds recently and I really like this one, so I hope you guys like it too. I think it suits Alice really well and I'm just really happy with it. And I think polishing all the items in here definitely gave off an extra special effect. I love making the flowers have butterflies fly around them and everything like that, and I just think it makes the builds feel much more complete. So I hope you guys like this build. I'm really happy with it. There's not much I would change, I think, looking back at this. I really truly love this one. I had so much fun building this. So how is the vacation homework coming along? Is it ready yet? It's ready! Oh, how lovely! Thank you so much! I really appreciate all the time and effort you put into this. You've made me so happy, Governor. Okay, then let's take a look. I'm so in love with my new vacation home. I can't stop admiring it. Feel free to hang out and relax a bit if you have time, Lulu. Go right ahead. I must admit I'm a bit nervous about being caught in a photo unprepared, but please feel free to take as many as you like, Governor. Alice just looks so cute in this picture. Oh my goodness, she's literally so cute. Do you guys ever get villager envy? When you see a villager and just really wish you could have them on your island, but you don't have room? Look how cute she is. I want her on my island so bad. Okay, I think I'm finished taking photos now. I'm heading back. Oh, you don't say? Well, make sure you stop by for a chat sometime soon, Governor. Welcome back. It looks like I owe you 15,000 Pocky. Thank you so much, Lottie. Oh, Nico, I heard you put up some scaffolding on the North Beach. Yeah, venue prep is moving right along. I'm getting pretty excited. I am too. Maybe I'll go take a look at your handiwork later on. Lulu's working hard, so I gotta work hard too. Aww. That's good to hear. I'm counting on you two to keep up the good work. I'm finished for today, Lottie. Alright, take it easy and rest up. Okay, so there should be some scaffolding on the beach. I don't think I captured us talking about it because it happened off camera, I think, but there's going to be a big event at some point in the game. So this is what the scaffolding's for, I guess. Whoa! It looks so cool. My goodness, I wonder what's going to be here, like a stage maybe? I'm excited to find out. So that's all for today, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed watching me create a lovely antique cottage for Alice. I love this one and I'm really happy with how it came out. This is probably one of my favourite builds I've done actually. I'm really happy with it, so I hope you guys like it too. Before I go, I do just want to say an extra special thank you to my Patreon supporters for supporting me this month. All of your support helps me out so much and I'm so grateful for all of you, so thank you all so much. And to the rest of you, hope you're having a super lovely day today, remembering to take care of yourself. Please let me know what you thought of my build in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, only if you want to though. Thank you all so much for watching and I'll speak to you in my next video. Bye!